Hello, this is Miss Kimberly with the EVPL Red Bank, and this video is part of our STEAM series. And today we're going to focus a little more on the art aspect of it by creating some kaleidoscope color art. What we're going to do is we're going to use colors and shapes to create the same sort of pattern you would see if you were looking through a kaleidoscope. Now to do this, you need a sheet of sturdy paper. Watercolor paper or construction paper color will work. You need some watercolor paints, a paintbrush, a cup of water, a pencil, and some different shapes. You probably want to use a couple different sizes, something that you can trace the shape. Like we have a toilet paper tube and a can lid to get some different size circles. All right. Now, first part we need to do is trace a circle right in the middle of your paper. So you just set that down, trace around, so you have a nice circle. Now what we're going to do, as you remember, if you've ever looked through a kaleidoscope before, they start in the center and then all the colors and shapes spread out from there. So we're going to start at the center and then spread our shapes out from here. So what we need to do is draw some more circles around our first circle. Now you don't want them to overlap, so you just want them touching the edges like this. It's one circle. And you need next one. Again, they can touch edges, but we don't want them to overlap just yet. Whoops, that one didn't come out right. Make sure you can see all your edges. There you go. Next one. Next one. You can see we're making a circle of circles all the way around our first circle. Whoops, overlapped a bit. There we go. And one last circle to complete the circle. Now we're using circles for this, but you can actually use other shapes if you want to try them, because eventually we're going to have them overlap, so the colors will actually start merging together and creating new colors. So, looks kind of like a flower right now with the center and the petals. Now, since we want some of our colors to merge together, we're going to start overlapping our circles now. So we'll start up here. See how it comes down and covers some of the edges there of the other circle. So just trace around. And you can do whatever sort of pattern, but this is an easy one to start out with. So you've got that. Let's do the next one. See, again, it's overlapping these two circles. There you go. See? Now, if you were doing math, this would actually be called a Venn diagram, because it shows these two circles and then the part that they share in common. And that is where our colors are going to overlap and create a new color. So again, over here, overlap again. And again, we're just going to go all the way around the outside edges, just overlapping right there. There we go. See, we need to overlap here. And last one right here to overlap these two circles. There. Looks kind of like a collection of bubbles, doesn't it? All right, now we're gonna actually add a little bigger shape. Now when you're doing this, you can use different sizes. You can add some different shapes into here to get the same sort of fun patterns you would get with a kaleidoscope. However you want to make. We're just going to start out nice and simple with 2 different sizes of circles. But we need them to overlap. Here we're going to actually overlap with 3 other circles. See, these ones just overlapped 2. This one's going to overlap 3. So we'll get some really interesting color combinations. Nice big circle. There, like that. We can go all the way around, just like we did before. Make another layer of circles. Nice part is if this has an opening on the top, you can actually see how much you're overlapping with the other circles. All the way around. Oop. Again, make sure your circle shows up clearly so you can see where your edges are. Another one. Overlap. And one more. And one last one. Oh, we're cutting it a little close to the edge. That's all right if it goes off the edge a little bit. There. See, now we've got circles all the way around the middle. Now actually what we're going to do here is we're going to erase our center circle, because you see how the center circle does not actually overlap any of the others, so it's not going to be combining colors. So we're just going to get that out of the way. Or if you want, you can do a circle there in the middle, okay? So now we've got our shapes, and now we need to put some colors in there. So this is where we're going to use our watercolor paints and our paintbrush. So let's go ahead and pick one of these colors. What is a good color to start with? How about blue? I like blue. So get it nice and wet to activate the colors. So we're gonna start our blue on this circle right here. So we're gonna paint in the whole circle in this blue color. And just spread it out through the circle all the way up to the edges. If it runs a little bit outside the edges, that is fine. Even color the parts where it overlaps the other circles, because remember, we're going to be blending colors together. So we need to cover the whole circle so that they can blend. All right, that's one circle. Now we need to do the rest of these circles around the center. Now you're going to want them to each be a different color, or you can create a pattern with the colors. A good way to do is see if you can put complementary colors next to each other. So how about, since we have blue here, let's do red. I think red would be a nice one next to blue. Get that nice and wet to get the color going. And let's see how that looks on the paper. Kind of looks almost pink, doesn't it? Again, color it all the way to the edges. They might bump a little bit, but that's okay. Now we don't want the colors overlapping yet. So we're just going to do the edges, not the overlapping circles. There we go. We have pink. How about, let's do a nice green. Let's see what kind of shade the green this one is. Now, if you want to make sure they don't run at all in between each other, go ahead and do the circles that are separate. That gives those a little bit of a chance to dry. So why don't we do this color over here? Well, that's a pretty green. Again, make sure we're doing the whole circle. All the way up to the edges. There we go. That's a pretty one. All right, we have a couple more spots. How about for this one here? What color should we put in there? Well, we've done blue, pink, green. How about purple? How about this purple? This one looks nice. I like this purple. Let's see how this one turns out. Get it nice and wet. See, purple and red next to each other. What color do you think purple and red would make if they combined? Not sure, but I bet it would be pretty. Again, all the way up to the edges. Again, it might run a little bit, but that's all right. It doesn't have to be exact. All right, now we've got purple. All right, how about, those should be a little drier, so let's do this one here. How about, orange. We haven't done orange yet. That might be a pretty one. There we go. It's very pale orange, almost a yellow. Now it's okay if your pencil lines show between the colors, that's all right. Because you're gonna need those when you start combining the colors. Oh, they're gonna overlap a little bit. What color did they make when they overlapped? Can you see in there? Got a little touch of green in there now. So that gives you an idea what's going to happen when all of these start overlapping. All right, those are nice ones. Now we need one color over here. Let's see, what would be a good one there? One that's going to complement the purple and the green. How about a darker blue? That might be interesting. What color do you think would happen if we combined blue and green? Or blue and purple? We have red and purple on the other side. Do you know if you have red and blue, that makes purple? But what if you added red to purple or blue to purple? Oh, that's a nice, pretty blue, nice darker blue. Now you're gonna be repeating colors in here, so that's all right. We just don't want the exact same colors right next to each other. Because if you combine blue and blue, you're just going to get blue. There. Make sure we've covered all the empty spots. There. So we have our first circle of colors here. Now we're going to start combining colors and mixing colors just like a kaleidoscope would. So we're going to start on this second row of circles. How about, let's see, this feels pretty dry. Again, you want to make sure the circles are as dry as they can be before you start adding to them, because otherwise all your colors are just going to all run together. So let's do this one. We have blue and we have red, kind of a pinkish red. So what should we combine with those two? So see how circle is going to overlap with this one, this one, this one, and this one. So we're going to get a whole bunch of colors. I think we should do a lighter green. Let's see, green with blue. What color do you think that would make? What do you think green with red would look like? That one, I am not sure what it would do. I am curious to find out. All right. And on the parts that don't overlap, you can see it's a nice, pretty light green. Now we're just going to go up to the edges so far. Make sure we get all the parts that are just green, but now we need to do the overlapping parts. So let's see what happens. Ooh, look at that color. Kind of a pretty blue-green. You can see it's going to bleed a little bit, but that's all right. All right, let's see what happens when we add it to the red. Well, that's a little weird color. I'm not sure what we call that color, but it's interesting. All right, let's see. What other ones are dry? This is pretty dry. So what should we combine with the red and the purple? How about, that's a good spot to put the blue. We're going to do the lighter blue there. Now, as I said, some of the colors you're going to have repeating colors in there, and that's all right. Again, we'll do the parts that are just blue first before we start mixing it. And make sure we get all the way up to the edges. All right, let's see what happens when they get mixed together. Let's do the blue and the red first. There we go. Kind of makes a darker blue, almost a purplish color. Let's see what happens when we put the blue with the purple. Oh, that's a nice, really deep blue purple. That one is pretty. I like that color. Again, there you might get some running together on the edges, and that's all right. It's kind of like what a kaleidoscope does. So look how those came together. How about, let's see what other colors are dry. That's dry. So let's do this one. What color should we combine with green and with blue? How about, let's do a darker orange. I have no idea what colors will happen when they combine. So let's find out. This is a little bit of the science part where you get the colors combining to create new colors. So we're doing science and art at the same time. All right. Oh, that's a nice orange. See, it's nice and pale. So if you need to add a little bit more to get the color to show up, that's all right. Remember, all the way to the edges, we want to make sure the whole circle is filled in. All right, let's do the overlapping parts now. How about the orange and the green? Let's see what that does. It's kind of an orangey brown color. Not the prettiest, but that's all right. It's still interesting. Orange and blue. I'm not sure what I would call that color, but it's different. Okay, let's do the blue and the purple. How about this one? Let's do the red. Again, we're trying to make sort of complementary colors here. Colors that are going to work together, but also at the same time, it's fun to see what brand new colors we can create. So we're going to keep doing this all the way around the circle. All right, here's our overlapping part. Ooh, that's almost a nice violet color. I like that one. Let's see, what do you think blue and red will make? Purple. There we go. All right, we've got two more. this one, and this one. So this one, or this one. Let's do this one, and let's do purple. So we have purple and blue, and purple and yellow. I have no idea what purple and yellow would make. Color paint all the way around the edge. Again, if it goes outside the edge a little bit, that is perfectly fine. That's a really pretty purple color. All right, shall we start mixing? Let's do purple and blue first. Ooh, look, it makes it a darker, deeper purple. Very nice. So what about purple and yellow? This one's gonna be a little weird, I bet. Well, that's an interesting color. It's kind of a lighter purple. Interesting. All right, one more left. So we have yellow and green. What should we mix with those? How about, tough choices. Let's do the lighter blue. Now some of these you may be seeing repeated colors. You remember over here we mixed blue and a lighter green. But I don't think we have mixed blue and yellow yet. Does anybody know what blue and yellow together makes? Can you guess? All right, let's mix the blue and the green. Ooh, that's a pretty turquoise color. I like that. How about the blue and the yellow? That makes green. All right, so we have our first layer all done, our second layer all done. So now we need the big circles in the third layer. Remember, this layer is gonna have this color, plus it's gonna mix with each of these colors. So this is where it gets hard to start choosing colors, because you know it's gonna combine with a whole bunch of different ones. So this is where we can really get creative. Now remember, you want to make sure they're as dry as possible. This one's pretty dry, so why don't we do this one? So this one is gonna combine with blue, purple, red, and with our mixed colors there. So who knows what we're gonna get? Let's see, purple, blue, red. What should we mix with those? Let's see, this is a tough choice. How about a lighter purple? This one's pretty. Let's see what this comes out looking like. Oh, it's almost like a pink. We definitely need some pink in there. And make sure you fill in the whole circle, all the way to the edges. Again, if it runs outside the edges a little bit, that is all right. This doesn't have to be exact. Again, we're just gonna color up to where the edges touch, and then we're gonna start mixing our colors together. All right, so we have our pink. What do you think pink and blue will make? Purple. So pink and purple. Ooh, makes a deeper purple. Very pretty. And with red, kind of a deeper purpley red. That looks nice, I like those. All right, over here, let's see, this dry? Yep, that's dry. So we have red, blue, and orange. How about if we combine it with green? This is the lighter green, sort of a little bit of a yellowish green. So this could be interesting. All the way up to the edges. All right, shall we see what the combinations make? All right, green with red. Well, that's an interesting color. Green with blue. Ooh, pretty turquoise. And green with orange. Sort of a darker green. All right, so we're gonna do that and finish up these last circles all the way around, and we'll see what we end up with. Go ahead and see what color combinations you might want to try. What do you think would be interesting? Can you create an entirely new color combining some of the others together? You never know. Let's see what we find out. Make sure you don't leave any blank spots. There you go. You can see they're starting to run together a little bit. Again, that's all right. So, the overlapping parts, orange and purple, still looks pretty purple. Orange and blue makes more of a violet blue. And orange and green, this is the one I'm really curious about. Kind of a darker purple. All right, last three. So let's do red here. And here we get to start mixing them. There. All right, this one here, that one gets orange. Let's do this orange. This is a lighter orange, so this might be pretty. That one's almost a yellow. All right, time to overlap them. Yellow and green. Makes a nice yellowish green. Yellow and blue. Oh yeah, you've got green in there. Yellow and purple, that might be the interesting one. Still looks mostly purple. And the very last circle. Let's see, so we have green, red, blue. Let's go darker green. That's our nice deep green. We're gonna paint a little on the table, that's all right. All right, now to mix colors. Dark green and lighter green. That's a pretty green. Dark green and red. That's an interesting color. dark green and blue. Ooh, nice turquoise. There. So now we have a kaleidoscope. So as I said, you can do this with different colors. You can keep going out. You can overlap them as much as you want. You can see the colors are going to blur a little bit at the edges. That is perfectly fine. Just like when you're doing a kaleidoscope. That can be what happened. All right? So if you want to try some other art projects or science projects, you can try some at our webpage at evpl.org. Look under programs. Or you can go to our Facebook page. We post all of our videos there as well. All right? Thank you. Bye-bye.